So let's get into it. The NBA offseason has kicked off, and knowing me being me, late as usual, late to the party, color folks time. Y'all already know, man, okay? Don't expect me to be coming on top of stuff as soon as it happens. Don't expect that from me, okay? Just know I'm going to talk about it eventually. All right? I'm going to color people time even with this YouTube stuff, okay? But anyway, yeah, NBA's offseason is officially transpired. Players have moved, signing trades. Some people still left in limbo, but we're going to talk about some stuff here. Nothing too much. It's going to be a little bit lengthier video than what I normally do. I try to do maybe about 10 to 15 minutes, but this might be the 20, 25, 30 minutes. Whatever. So grab your popcorn, whatever you choose to drink on, and whatever your relaxation of choice. And join me as we do Offseason Overload Part 1. All right, so like I said, the NBA offseason's kicked off, and it really kind of kicked off with the Josh Giddey and Alex Caruso trade, which I've already covered. But since then, we had another trade. Mikal Bridges basically going to the New York Knicks, the Nova Boys, man. They're trying to they didn't reunited basically all the Nova Boys that I know that's still in the league. The New York Knicks get Mikal Bridges and a 2026 second round pick, and the Nets in return get an unprotected pick in the first round in 25, 27, 29, and 31. Protected first round pick in 2025 via the Bucks. Unprotected first round pick swap in 2028 and a second round pick in 2025, and also Bojan Bogdanovic. I like it for both sides. The Nets finally time to rebuild. The last maybe season and a half didn't go the way you're liking. Mikal Bridges came out the gate hot. I mean, he was already hot with Phoenix, given the fact that I think Booker and Chris Paul was down when he initially got traded to the Nets. Him in exchange for KD, him and Cam Johnson. Both of those guys were playing well, given the fact of they had to carry more of the offensive load with those two players out. There were some 40-point games, some 30-point games, some incredible shots, some incredible plays, especially within that back half of the first season he was with them. Now, his first full season, it didn't really, it didn't really hit the same. You know what I'm saying? It could have been maybe Brooklyn was putting the ball in his hands too much, or maybe they were basically expecting him to do things that Mikal Bridges is not best suited for. Yes, he could do them probably in instances and probably for stretches of a game, maybe 2 to 3 minutes or so, but over the course of an entire game, over the course of a entire season, may not be what Mikal Bridges has done, does best. He's not a guy that's going to go out and get you 30 or, put the team on his back. He's going to defend. He's going to hit some timely shots. He's going to make some timely plays. He's going to hustle. And the fact of, him having more of an offensive load kind of took away from his defense just, from the eye test. I'm not going to tell you about defensive ratings and offensive ratings and how many stocks this player had or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I just go strictly by what I see with my own two eyes. Do I have the best set of eyes when it comes to what's going on the NBA court? No, but I think they're pretty decent. They're all right. And if you dispute something I say or feel like something I say is wrong, feel free to comment down below respectfully. Don't be coming out here, you're an idiot, and I ain't responding to that, bro. I'm not. Have some respect. You don't talk to your parents like that. Don't talk to me like that. You feel me? That's how I'm coming with it. But yeah, man. Where was I at? Oh yeah, but the Nets and Mikal Bridges with the Knicks. This is what he gets to do. He gets to defend. He's going to hit shots basically off the attention Brunson's going to create. You know what I'm saying? It might be a time where, Brunson's getting some rest. Even Deuce McBride might be on the floor, you know what I'm saying? And he might have to take a little bit more of the ball handling duties, not for an extent, not for an entire game though. It might be a 2-3, probably like a 2-3 minute stretch. You already know how Thibodeau plays his players. But yeah. That can be done, and then like I said, just lock it on the defensive end. He might not even get the top perimeter player since OG's coming back. I believe he signed a 5-year, basically $213 million contract. OG probably might get majority of the what I'm saying, perimeter assignments, depending on who's the matchup or whatever. And Mikal Bridges might actually take the secondary player, however it may play out. But I think it allows him to really just heart more in on just catch and shoot, maybe catch, attack, close out, go maybe finish, make a little play after that, you know what I'm saying? And just quick decisions. And it's going to allow him to heart back on the defensive end and get back to the Mikal Bridges we seen in Phoenix, where he didn't have the same type of responsibilities that he had while he was with the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, and it's just a cat and mouse game, or, you know, just like everybody's just trying to catch Boston, basically, bro. That's all it is. Boston in the East, you know what I'm saying? They're the brass ring, as if you will, or the ceiling, whatever you want to call them. They're just the top. So everybody's trying to, you know, ultimately you're gonna have to. That's what everybody's playing on. You're gonna have to see Boston some point in the playoffs, as long as they still got their guys. They brought everybody back. Derek White, Drew Holiday, you know, Brown just got his extension. Tatum getting his extension. I think they're bringing Porzingis back for at least 2 more years, $60 million, something like that. So for the next 2 to 4 years, like, you really gonna have to deal with that 5. I'm not really sure what's going on with Al. I would kind of like to see Al go out on top. You know what I'm saying? Go out a champion, man. Go out a champion. And Porzingis, he also had his foot surgery, so he probably won't be roughly back to probably around December, maybe the new year, depending on how it is, because, you know, you get to come back and then you start doing basketball activities, and then they're trying to wrap up your conditioning, then you can play, you know what I'm saying? So you might not even see Porzingis till like December, New Year type thing. But yeah, back to that. Knicks match up pretty well with them. As far as, you know, what I seen, there's another signing that happened as far as the Eastern Conference that we're going to get into. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but as far as everything is, Knicks probably match up the best against the Celtics. As of right now. Nets, they already knew it didn't work with all these good players. You could possibly, you know, try and flip, you know, Cam Johnson and, you know, Dorian Finney-Smith for some draft picks. Something like that, maybe. Nicholas Claxton is just re-signed, I think, 4 years, $100 million, so that's pretty good. He possibly could have got more somewhere else, so you never know with that. But yeah, man, yeah, it's crazy. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do with Cam Thomas. I think they pretty much, at first they wasn't really playing them like that. Then they started playing them. Then they were starting them, making them come off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Keep flip flopping. It's hard for a guy to, you know what I'm saying? Just if you're gonna keep the man, just start him. He's going, with nobody on the team, Cam Thomas is going to easily average like 30, 35 points. I mean, you know, is it a little exaggeration? Yeah, but that dude a bucket, bro. He can go somewhere, be a 6-man, come off the bench and just give you straight buckets. Like, straight, he just in here for straight buckets. That's all we need from you. Buckets. Because that's what he is, bro. He's a walking bucket for sure. But, yeah, man. Like I said, like the move for the Knicks. It made it hard to retain Hartenstein with the Anunoby re-signing, though. I believe Hartenstein went to the Thunder, 3 years, $87 million, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the Knicks were, this is just going by what I've heard. You know what I'm saying? I've watched videos on YouTube and stuff like that, so I try and pick up my information from there. I scroll Twitter and stuff like that. If y'all got any better ways for me to get my NBA information, more solid, valid information, drop them in the comment section. But yeah, just for me, you know, watching the videos of who I watch and stuff like that. I believe the Knicks offered him maybe 3 years, 75, something like that. Something along those lines. So I think he got maybe 10 plus. I know it was 10 plus million more to go to the Thunder. I'm just gonna go with that. So I would have liked for them to retain Hartenstein too, given the fact that if you don't know what's gonna go on with Mitch Robinson, his injury history, Randall might be getting traded. You don't know what's gonna go on with that. I say keep him because you need somebody. You need a secondary, not creator, but a secondary like score. Like Brunson is probably gonna handle majority of the things, but when Brunson's not in the game or when Brunson doesn't have it going, you need somebody else that's gonna be able to, you know, get some points off the dribble, create for themselves a little bit, and possibly facilitate a tad bit. And you get that with Randall. Plus the rebound you get with Randall. Randall's like a walking. To me, he's like a walking 22 points, 23 points, anywhere from like 8 to 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Solid. Real solid, bro. You know what I'm saying? Solid. So I say keep Randall. They might trade him. Who knows? I don't work in nobody's front office, but I would like for them to actually keep Randall. All right. So another thing we gonna talk about. Another trade, and then we're gonna go to a couple signings. The Pelicans get DeJounte Murray for Dyson Daniels, EJ Liddell, Larry Nance Jr., a 2025 second round pick, and the least favorable pick between the Bucks and the Pelicans in 2027. They just got DeJounte. I don't mean no disrespect to Dyson Daniels, EJ Liddell, and Larry Nance Jr., but the Pelicans just got Murray for a bag of chips, bro. Like, you ain't give up. You mean to tell me no Brandon Ingram was included in this? I know they want to try and get rid of Zion and nobody, but no CJ, nothing. You don't get nothing from this. Like, I understand CJ going back to the Hawks wouldn't pretty much make sense. It would kind of be a worse pairing than DeJounte and Trae Young, but you don't get nothing though. Like, nothing, bro. Like, you just gave them Murray for nothing. You got nothing. I mean, Dyson Daniels is pretty good defensively. From what I've seen in a couple games, I've seen him possibly in maybe about 4 or 5 games. He's pretty decent defensively. Offensively, a little shaky. I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna call nobody trash, but he's a little shaky. But you tell me you ain't give the Hawks Brandon Ingram, bro? Like, how you? I ain't gonna say fleeced, but it's like, bro, how did they allow this to happen? Like, so now they got CJ. They got DeJounte. Like, CJ, DeJounte, Herb. Oh, man. See, I'm going out of order. CJ, DeJounte, B.I., Zion, and who's going to be the fifth man? I mean, I guess they can go probably sign a big man. Valanciunas coming back probably would have meant a lot for them. You know what I'm saying? But his brand of basketball really isn't like, it's kind of out of style in today's NBA. You know what I'm saying? Kind of out of style in the sense of like Valanciunas doesn't shoot enough or space the floor enough to help out. He's not that much of a rim protector. He's more of just like a bruiser. He's just a pure bruiser. You know what I'm saying? Who can get rebounds. Like, that's it. But yeah, man. Yeah. Valanciunas probably would have been a little bit better. But they still have a 5-man to go get. But the DeJounte Murray trade, it takes CJ off the ball, allows CJ to really be a 2. Murray can be the 1. B.I. can still, do his thing. He probably doesn't have to create as much. Zion, if he can stay healthy, doesn't have to be, point guard or point Zion, which didn't really look too bad. It was pretty decent. I like the ball in Zion's hands, but you have a true facilitator, a guy who can hit big shots, take big shots, you know what I'm saying, and who's going to cap up on defense. Just imagine, you got DeJounte, Trey Murphy, and Herb Jones out there, bro. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, bro. Like, do you know the type of pain that can bring the teams defensively, bro? DeJounte, Herb, Trey Murphy. And Trey Murphy and Herb might be coming off the bench. Like, you don't even know, like, come on, man. Come on, bro. You got to ask for B.I. or something. I know this ain't your conference. You probably just don't care, but come on. No B.I., bro. Come on, bro. You got to give me something. You got EJ Liddell, bro. I don't even know who that is. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know. Larry Nance, he's okay. He can hustle guy, get some rebounds, occasionally hit the corner 3 from what I've seen. But for DeJounte, bro, I mean, you can say you got 3 players and 2 picks. I don't know, man. I don't work in the front office. I ain't got nothing to do with that. All right, so that's pretty much it for the trade aspect. I already said, I don't know if I said this, but Tim Hardaway Jr. and Quentin Grimes got traded for each other. So Quentin Grimes is on the Mavericks. We'll talk more about the Mavericks later, but let's get to my favorite player in the league. If you know me, you know I am a huge Paul George fan. That's my guy in the league right now. Probably gonna be my guy in the league till he retires. That's my favorite player in the league. Him and Russ, 2 guys I love the most in the league right now. Of course, I have a couple of players growing on me and things like that. But as far as my favorite player, Paul George. This is the black jersey that you see right here. This is a Clippers jersey right here. I'll adjust the camera so you can see it, but you see that says George. So, yeah. I probably shouldn't have did that. But, yeah. He signs with the 76ers. So, it looks like I'm going to have to get me another jersey. 4 years, I think 212 mil, 213 mil, something like that. Maxey also got the bag. 5 years, 204 mil. They signed Eric Gordon. Retained Kelly Oubre. And they signed Andre Drummond, if I'm not mistaken. So the Sixers are trying to match up. And it's looking like the Sixers and the Knicks right now are the top two teams that's going to be able to compete with Boston. What I've hearing a lot of people say, ex-NBA players who have podcasts and, other guys on YouTube that I look at. Basically, Boston biggest weakness is a team with a dominant big. An Embiid, Jokic, guys like that. And I could see where that could cause a lot of problems because Boston is very, perimeter oriented. Very, very perimeter oriented. Very rarely do you see a guy go on the block, post up, and actually do something, if ever. If you see a guy post up, it's from the free throw line, elbow area for the most part. From what I've seen from the games I watched, they don't really have a guy. Al Horford was probably the only guy I seen on the Celtics who would just who would just go down to the block and legit post up. And even Al Horford was out there shooting threes. So but that was Joe Mazzulla's game plan and stuff like that. But the Sixers look pretty nice, pretty nice. They got him a guard, Jared McCain. I can't remember where he went to. I always get Duke and Kentucky since their jersey colors are the same. I want to say he might have went to Duke. I don't know. He might have went to Kentucky. Either way, they got him. Nice little solid backup guard to come off the bench who could really learn from Maxey. Maxey's taking that step last year. It's all right, he's a definitive number 2 on his team if you ask me, because I shown that I can do it with Embiid here. I can score 50 with or without Embiid. So, you know what I'm saying? I carried this team afloat while Embiid was gone. I carried this team. We only got a 7th seed, but I believe they only got a 7th or 8th seed, something like that. But, yeah, they got the 7th seed because the Heat got the 8th seed. But, yeah, I carried this team with Embiid gone, bro. Maxey has showed he could step up to the plate. And even in the playoffs, when they needed him, against the Knicks, he hit that huge 4-point play from... He looked like he shot it from, 35 feet, bro. 35, 40 feet. Come on, bro. Come on. I like Maxey a lot. Paul George gets to be the complimentary piece, the third option. I wouldn't say Chris Bosh, if you will, but just to use it as such, the Kevin Love, the third guy, where he is the oldest of the three. Cool. You know what I'm saying? He got more miles on him and stuff like that. We seen that maybe it's not best for him as far as if he wants to really win the championship. He said it himself that being the number 1 option is probably not for him. Maybe being the number 2 option is not, the best option for him either. We seen with the Clippers, him and Kawhi, they look good during the regular season. Then either one of them or both of them gets injured right before the postseason start. Don't play in the postseason. Then the other one just has to carry a bunch of the load. And with him going to the 76ers with Embiid, yeah, you kind of worry about that too. But your number 2 is somebody who is young and going to be reliable. Tyrese Maxey's going to play. He's going to play. He may not always play, he might not always give you 50, or he might not even always give you 40 or 30 or something like that. He might just be a consistent 20, 25. But he's going to be there majority of the games. So, and then Paul just come in and just give them what they missing. You know what I'm saying? Come, boom, perfect off the catch and shoot, can catch, create a little bit. Could be the secondary ball handler, secondary creator behind Maxey. Or you could have him be depending on the lineup or who's out there, he could be the main ball handler. A lot of stuff still going to run through Embiid, of course, throughout the post. But Paul George you can plug him in and he's going to really be a seamless fit. Drummond coming in there to back up Embiid is going to be nice. You're going to need a guy who can come in there and get rebounds. He's going to block shots. And him and, like I was saying earlier, Drummond has a little bit more shot blocking than Valanciunas, in my opinion. They both are not really they're not Rudy Gobert or anything, but they can block some shots. But another guy, board guy, really just a bruiser to back up Embiid. That's what they need. I need to see what they're going to do at the 4 position, though. But pretty decent. pretty decent. They say the Clippers didn't want to give Paul that 4th year. They tried to give him the same deal they gave Kawhi. I can understand why Paul would be a little bit upset given the fact of, yeah, I've been injured, but I've been here a little bit more than Kawhi. That's probably what he was thinking in his head. Of course, he didn't say that. He probably was expecting at least to get another year. Like, he get hurt like every year towards the playoffs, except for like last season. The 2 games he played this postseason, we lost them games. So I don't know. It was a tough situation out there. I kind of wanted him to stay, but I kind of see why he left too. I can understand that. Embiid more likely to play through injury. Not saying he's gonna be least likely to get hurt, but he's more likely to play through injury. Maxey shows that he's gonna be there and he's gonna show up. And sometimes when you need him and Embiid just, can't give it to you tonight, Maxey will step up. So Paul just got to come be that third secondary piece. I believe this allows him to lock in a little bit more on the defensive end since he has less of an offensive load. Not necessarily going to say he's going to be a catch and shooter, but a majority of Paul points is probably going to come off catch and shoot, corner 3, stuff like that, just from Embiid. And it's crazy because the only person you could possibly help off of, because what I think the starting lineup is going to be, Maxey at the 1, Oubre at the 2, Paul at the 3. They got to find him a 4-man and then Embiid at the center. So, unless you help off that 4-man, depending on who the 4-man is, if he's a guy who can catch and shoot too, then oh my God, what do you do with that? You can't help because you gonna send to at Embiid. You send it to at Embiid. If you don't, Embiid can one-on-one. Embiid can single-handedly go against anybody in the league and get 40. 40. That's just, you know what I'm saying? So you gonna double him. And then he averaged, I think this past season, he averaged the most assists of his career. 5, maybe 6 assists, I think. With Paul and Maxey and, you know what I'm saying, Oubre and the boys shoot, man, Eric Gordon coming off the bench, man, it's a possibility. And he can average possibly maybe even 7, 8, maybe 9 assists. Maybe he can start having them Jokic type numbers. Who knows, man? Who knows? I'm just saying. Really like what the Sixers are doing. The Bucks, man, I don't know what y'all got going on. I don't know. I heard something about y'all trying to shake up the roster and get some people in, but it's not looking like y'all finna do nothing. Nothing at all. I don't really understand what's going on. Don't mind my hair. Don't mind me. I just got the shower not too long ago, maybe about an hour or so ago. So that's when my hair's still wet. That's why you seeing stuff like that. But yeah, man. The Bucks, I have no idea what y'all doing. The Pacers, I think they're bringing back Opie and TJ, so that's cool. I would like for them to, and then, Benedict Mathurin was hurt all last season, so you don't know if you really need to go get a small forward right now or not. So the Pacers, from what I know, are doing pretty decent, but the Bucks, bro, y'all not doing nothing, nothing. You got Dame and Giannis. I don't know if you're gonna move Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, whatever. I don't y'all got to do something. I know Malik Beasley is not coming back, which I could kind of understand that. Cam Johnson could possibly go there. That's somewhere for Cam Johnson to go. Depending on what they do, if you keep Chris Middleton, you probably gonna have to give up Chris Middleton. Then he might just be bought out by the Nets. Who knows, man? Then the Nets probably just buy him out and he just goes somewhere else. But yeah, man, y'all need to make some moves, man. Y'all need some people. Can't just expect Dame and Giannis to carry, bunch of, role players. You need some guys that, you can, but you need some role players that's going to have some impact, like Derek White, Drew Holiday, what I expect Alex Caruso to do for the OKC Thunder, what Hartenstein could possibly do for the OKC Thunder. Guys like that, bro. You need some role players who's going to really have an impact. And it's just sad to see that so far y'all have done nothing, to the best of my knowledge. All right. So this is going to be a very weird thing to say because it's something I probably thought I'll never say. Klay Thompson is going to the Dallas Mavericks. I know when I seen it, it shocked me too. It took me a couple days. I had to think about it. And I'm not even I even watched what Draymond said about it. And of course, you expect him to say what he said. He pretty much say it sucks. Like, I think Draymond was like half and half. He was like, just paraphrasing. He was like, Clay wasn't happy last season, so he wanted to see Clay happy. But at the same time, he's so used to Clay being around and Clay being on the team, and you know what I'm saying. They didn't build up a bond and a brotherhood, especially playing for the same team for the last 11, 12 years. That when that's disrupted, you gonna feel some type of way about that. And I think he might have shed a tear or two. Which, hey man, I ain't here to judge nobody. Like, imagine all the stuff y'all done went through, all this, you know what I'm saying? That's basically like your brother leaving. It hurt. You know what I'm saying? I know it hurt. I know it probably hurt for Clay to do, but Clay probably just wanted a fresh start, man. Especially with the thing with the Paul George situation where like Clay just wanted, they were giving, I think 2 years 48 was offered to Clay before last season. Clay wanted an extra year, maybe. Who knows how many, you know what I'm saying, extra $1 million they would have put on it. Clay probably only wanted 351 or 355 or 360, whatever. I mean, he signed for the Mavs for 350, and given the fact of in Texas versus California, state taxes. So I don't know the percentages on that, but Clay is probably gonna keep. I just know he's gonna be able to keep more of his money if he goes to Texas versus staying in California. But I think if they would have gave Clay, since he took 350, and let's just estimate, let's say, because there's no state taxes in Texas. Let's just say Clay got to pay, let's just throw a number out there, like $7 million in taxes or whatever, over the course of these 3 years or whatever, or per year, whatever. Come on, bruh. Versus California, where if I get 350, I may only see maybe 30 of that, maybe 25 of that, maybe half of that's going. Like, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, the state taxes and stuff like that. But him leaving the Warriors, bro, is just something I never thought. I thought if Clay left the Warriors, he was retiring. Like, that's what I thought. I thought him, Curry, and Draymond were all just retire a Warrior. Not necessarily saying retire the same season. Even though that kind of would have been cool, but that kind of would have hurt it at the same time. The Warriors, you got 3 of your best players retiring at the same time. It's kind of crazy, but maybe Curry go, then Clay go the season after that, then Draymond go the season after that, or Curry go, then Clay and Draymond leave the same season. Whatever. It's gonna be real. It's gonna be weird, man, seeing Clay in another jersey, man. It's gonna be weird. Even though I am a Clipper fan, Paul George fan. It's just some things in life you just want to see them for the duration of time. In the sense of that, I want to see how them guys play together until they retire. Even though I got tired of them guys, like in the mid 2010s, you know what I'm saying? Tired of them. Always going to the finals, 73-9, winning this game, winning that game, blowing this team out. I still want to see them guys, saying stick together, finish their careers all with the same organization. Clay, unfortunately, will not do so. But I know they still love each other and all this. I know this doesn't dampen no relationships and stuff like that. It's just gonna be weird to see Clay in another uniform. They also got Najee Marshall speaking on the Mavs' behalf, and Quentin Grimes. Derrick Jones Jr. goes to the Clippers. I think he went for 3 years, $30 million, something like that. So he's going I guess that's like a compensation thing. Not necessarily compensation, but that's like, all right, we lost Paul. We're going to try and bring in somebody. I believe Harden also re-signed, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they're trying to get Miles Bridges. I know they signed Kevin Porter Jr. So, yeah. I don't know. I think they're going to try and trade Russ, which is kind of crazy. This is the second time. Well, not the second time, but this is the same time, Russ and PG's been on the team together, right? And, Russ probably opts in thinking PG gonna come back. And then PG decides like, I ain't coming back. Nah, not coming back. But maybe Russ in Denver? I don't know. Russ coming off the bench would be pretty nice. That would help their bench unit a lot. But yeah, man, yeah. Mavericks, man, they making some moves. Kyrie, Luka, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, probably Derek Lively starting at the 5. Which is crazy, man. Crazy. I think it's a sign and trade though. I believe it's a sign and trade. I think Josh Green's gonna go to the Hornets. And the Warriors probably get like a second round pick in return, 2 second round picks in return, something like that. So it's like a 3-team sign and trade essentially. I call it a signing, but yeah. I can see the Warriors do end up getting a sign and trade with Buddy Hield with the 76ers, 2 years. I think only 2 years, 21 mils guaranteed on that one. Nobody can replicate what Klay does. But if you want a guy just, to try and take on the shooting aspect of it, Buddy Hield, I think Buddy Hield, since he's came into the league, the only person who's made more threes than him is Steph Curry. So it's always Steph Curry, Buddy Hield, 1-2, made threes and stuff like that. So you got a guy who, got the 2 guys who make the most threes in the league since Buddy Hield came in the league on the same team. The cohesion and chemistry, still gonna need some time to figure that out. Buddy Hield's right now, I think he's playing for the Bahamas. They also added Kyle Anderson because they also lost Chris Paul. I believe he was waived. They were trying to trade him and Wiggins for possibly Zach LaVine. Maybe, I don't know how true that is, but Wiggins' trade value is not the best right now, and we're gonna talk about Wiggins in a hot second. But the Warriors, man. I like the move for Dallas. You know what I'm saying? They went to the finals. They're not being complacent. They're not thinking like, all right, we're going to just try and run this back again. Because the West, everybody, even OKC and everybody else is trying to get better. Timberwolves added somebody through the draft. You know what I'm saying? Thunder added, Hartenstein and Caruso. They added 2 new pieces. So everybody around you is getting better. Still trying to see what Denver is doing. They're head scratching. I'm pretty sure the Kings are going to try and do something to help, get De'Aaron Fox to try and sign his extension. Malik Monk signed back, so I possibly see Harrison Barnes being moved, something like that. So yeah, man, they're gonna have to do something. Warriors gonna have to do something because Buddy Hield and Kyle Anderson doesn't move the needle for me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude or anything like that, but it just don't move the needle for me. Especially when you got the top seed in the conference, making moves. Don't move the needle for me. Buddy Hield's a nice signing. Gonna be able to hit some shots. Kyle Anderson kind of can facilitate a little bit. Kind of Draymond Green-esque. Not saying he is Draymond Green, but kind of Draymond Green-esque. Big rebound, facilitate. His shot motion, though, bro. He got to get him a fast. That dude need to speed up his shot release. I don't know if I said what I thought I just said, but who cares? If I did, so what? Another big thing before we get to another smaller things, Donovan Mitchell basically re-signs 3-year, $150 million extension to stay with the Cavaliers. I believe I think Kenny Atkinson is their new coach. JB Bickerstaff was fired, and now he's the Pistons head coach, so we'll see how that works out. But, yeah, I think Darius Garland's days in Cleveland are numbered. I could be wrong. I could be going purely off speculation. But when both of your backcourt guys are 6'1", 6'2", whatever, it's kind of hard to win in this league. Kind of hard. You could possibly get away with one guy being 6'1", but 2, you have both your starting shooting guard and point guard, both 6'1", both ball dominant, both need the ball in their hands to be the most effective and most efficient that they can be. And it's been instances where 2 guys like that can, like Luke and Kyrie, they learn to play off each other, but for the most part, it seems like they both play better without the other one playing. That's just how it is. Garland, gets into his bag and does what he does best with his change of pace, shooting, stuff like that. And, better when Mitchell is not playing or not on the floor. And Mitchell, does all his scoring, facilitating, big shot making, keeping his team engaged and pumped up and stuff like that. He's at his best when Darius Garland is either injured or not playing at the time. So, I believe that. I don't know about the Jared Allen thing. Possibly he gets moved. Maybe they might move Evan Mobley. Possibly. It's just real interesting to see what they're going to do, man. It's real interesting to see what they're going to do. To the best of my knowledge, that's their biggest signing. That's like the only signing that I know of that they've done this offseason. But, yeah, man. Darius Garland's days are numbered. I would expect him to go to a team like this, maybe the Spurs or something. But Spurs get Chris Paul. 1 year, $11 million. Gets to play with Wemby. Wemby gets to learn. And Chris Paul probably can be either a mentor or possibly maybe this might be his first step into transition to be a head coach. Who knows? Players with the IQ level of Chris Paul, in my opinion, can always become a coach. It's just whether or not they want to and what type of opportunities they have. I could possibly see Chris Paul becoming a coach in the future. But that's yet to be determined. But yeah, man, Cavaliers, don't know. They need to do something because, like I was saying earlier, the Knicks did something. Boston's still at the top. Pacers probably still gonna be up there. Orlando Magic signed KCP. I think they also signed Gary Harris back. I think they just extended Mo Wagner. So maybe not the Thunder, but the Magic probably still gonna be in it. And you barely beat them. And that was like their first playoff experience. And Bala was only in his second year. Going out getting 25, 30, 35. You know what I'm saying? Franz Wagner turned it up a little bit. Maybe, Jalen Suggs hit a couple more shots. Y'all might not even made it out the first round. We being honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Cleveland is they're gonna have to do something. I don't know if Matt Strus gonna be able to be their like starting small forward. They might need to get another guy who can shoot. Basically a guy who's kind of like Isaac Okoro and Max Strus a 1-3 and D wing. They're gonna need something like that. Max Strus, don't get me wrong. He can get on the heater quick too. Like he can get on the heater. He can hit some shots for sure, but you're gonna need somebody with a little bit more shooting, a little bit more defense. A lot more defense, a little bit more shooting. Now, one thing about Max Strus, though, he gonna give you some effort, but he definitely needs to do better on the defensive end, man. But these are the offseason trades. I was gonna talk about Bronny James getting drafted to the Lakers, but I still don't know how I want to go about that. I'm not gonna go full crash out mode, nothing like that, but I just don't know. I just don't understand like what people saying about it, bro. Like I understand what they're saying, but I just don't feel like it's warranted what they're saying about the young man, bro. But I'll possibly talk about it in another video. This video has already been long enough. I've already kept y'all here for 38 minutes. So like I said, like, comment, subscribe. We got into it today. Don't forget to lace up the kicks, man. Until next time, man. Peace.